One of the best by far things of my job as a teacher, we have teacher hours. I have summers off, I have holiday breaks. What do I do during my time off? I of course still do walkarounds. Head over to the cabin cold frame to check that out. The trees that were left in here are just fine. Still smells a little sooty in here. Probably will for the rest of winter. A rainy day in December of 2024. It's the 27th. And the last time I checked, it was 43 degrees. And we're having rain off and on all day. And even in the passive solar green frame, what can I do? All my trees are kind of sitting, waiting for the spring push. We've got the junipers, I've got some boxwoods, all the larch are loving life. I even have a mugo pine that just wants me to do something with it, but you know, I shouldn't. I have a big tray of shimpaco junipers too. Those are gonna be split up this coming spring with some friends of mine. Yeah, lots of trees around. It's a beautiful day, but what am I gonna do? Welcome in everyone to the Passive Solar Green Frame on a day where I just don't know what to do with myself. I mean, again, I'm not going to complain. The break is wonderful, but I don't have a whole lot to do in the plant room. I don't have a whole lot to do in the greenhouse. I don't have a whole lot to do with the garage cold frame. I mean, I'm checking for watering, but that only takes a short amount of time. What is a guy to do? Well, I can't keep it any longer. I do have something to do, so why don't we check it out? Welcome to Bonsai Acres. Very excited. So it's the holiday break. The holiday rush is over, although Christmas continued for me right here. That's right, I got my RPS solar pump system in the mail today, the 27th of December. And after checking all the trees and the sloppy wet outside, I thought, hey, let's come in here and let's take a sneak peek at what I get to look forward to in April. Let's start cranking them open. So what in the world did I get myself into? I got myself into the RPS solar pump system. Now, they didn't give this to me by any stretch. I paid this whole thing. Actually, no stretch at all. I paid for everything for this. And so I'm gonna see if I can have running water run by the power of the sun. That's right. Now I have electricity to Bonsai Acres, but I really didn't need electricity or didn't want electricity because I really want to be as off-grid as possible up at Bonsai Acres. But the grid is a nice backup for now, and it's turned off when I'm not up there completely, but there's still a little service fee every month. But I don't want to use electricity unless I absolutely have to, and that includes water. And so that's what this kit is for. So we are going to have running water starting hopefully as early as April of next year. So let's check out what's in these boxes. We have two components in this one, and this is an important one. This is the mechanical float valve. So kind of like your toilet. When your toilet, you know, you've got that big ball thing that's in your toilet, and when you flush the toilet, it goes down. When the water shoots back in there because it's turned on, it goes up, and when it floats, it kind of turns off that system and gets the water out of there. So I've got a mechanical float valve, so that can be put into a water tank somewhere, and so when the water's high enough, I can shut off the pump if I want to. And right here, we have a 3/4 inch check valve and threaded nipple on here. Solar PTFE thread tape. Oh, this is so exciting. I put the sun to work. Got a nice little sticker from RPS right there. We got a couple of 3/4 inch hose barbs and hose clamps on here to clamp those hoses on. Okay, here we have some more clamp systems here. Yeah, the single strap and double strap system to put up either your controller and or up on your solar panel. Yeah, it's going to be to hold the control panel. We'll talk about that in a moment. That's what's in this box. We've got our solar connectors. Got our female and our male, female, Y to go from all the solar panels down. Here we have our splice kit, and I believe there's another one over here. Yeah, 2 splice kits. So I'm gonna need some a hot air gun or a hair dryer, and we're gonna seal these electrical connections together, and when they go underwater, they're gonna be good and sealed up tight. This right here is 20 feet of solar wire. So where my where my pump is now, I'm gonna have my solar array maybe anywhere from 10 to 20 feet away so I can get as much sun as possible. But then I have 20 feet of cable to get to the controller, so I'm gonna have power. The manual, some great reading in the next couple of months, because April is when I'm gonna put this guy in. Here, this is the sensor with 100 feet of cable. So this sensor right here is going to go into any tank that I have, or I could even put this in my pond if I wanted to. This is going to tell when to turn the pump on and off. So that sensor is really an important function. We have the ground lug kit. So you have to have a ground wire to make everything safe, right? We've got electrical components here. Pump mechanism. So this is a spare. So if the pump mechanism were to go out in this ever, I can just pull it up out of the well and replace it with this and then put it back down. Now this is guaranteed for life, so if this one goes out, I can just call them again and I can get another one replaced. Right here we have the hose barb and hose clamp here, so we can put hoses on here. Yeah, this is crucially important, everybody. So my current pump is a 5-inch pump, 5-inch in diameter, and it did not have a cap on it. And so there could be mice down there. There could be gross. It could be awful down there. Maybe that's why the well pump isn't working great right now. And so this is going to go on, and then it's going to connect to this. All the wires and cables and everything are going to come through here. The water is going to come through here, and it's going to be fantastic. Wire will go through here, and then the hose will come through here for water to be pumped right up. A really, really nice, sturdy, heavy-duty cap here, which will be on top of the round pipe, the well pipe that goes down, keep everything sanitary. So then the 2 big components of this whole thing so far from the boxes. Here is the well pump. Oh yeah, there we go. So this thing weighs about 10, 15 pounds. And this is a 3-inch submersible pump. It says right on here, do not run dry. So this has to be down in the water, and you feed it down and the wire comes on up, and we connect it to our wires. That's going to go to our solar panel situation here, and it's going to go down about 60 feet. And then we have the control box. I was considering building my own or getting a standalone controller, but they sell these as kits for a reason. They all work together. They've been proven. They've been working for years now, and people have been very, very happy with how these work. This is going to receive power from the solar panels. I have 4 of them, 200 watts each, 800 watts of power to run my solar pump whenever there's sun outside. And so we've got our cables coming in here. This is going to be right from the solar panels right to here, and it goes in there. But then we have other spots for cables to go in for battery, because there's battery backup. So back up here on the bottom of this guy, we have up for solar and we have down for battery. Nice solid switch. You can tell it's metal in there with a rubber casing on here to keep it waterproof, because this is proof to be outside. This is sealed, and this is set up to be outside if you want it to be. Now, I'd prefer to have it inside, but at first it'll probably be just outside the pump house. Okay, so here we go. We open this up, and there's all the power. So this is what's going to tell you what's going on. We've got power, we've got pump, we have MPPT, which is the solar control. We've got an error message if we have it. We have low power, which means the sun's going to be at low. If the tank is full, if we do have the sensor in there, it's going to tell us when the tank is full. And then we have the well is low. So that one sensor, that one with 100 feet of cable, goes down into the well. And if the well is low, it'll sense it and it'll turn it off for us. So we have solar going in right here. So we have the positive down below, which comes to here, and the negative comes to right there. We have a 1, 2, and 3. I'll have to read what those are for. Then we have a COM 2, and we have a COM 1, and we have a TH and a WH. I do know is that one of them is going to be for the sensor, so we know that the sensor light is going to go on and off to know if the water in the well is too low. So these communication ports will tell the unit when to shut off and shut on based on low water or high water and so on and so forth. So the back has a nice metal airy flow here to keep this thing cool, not get anything too hot when the system is running. And then we'll connect this with 4 points onto some system just outside the well pump house as it stands now. Or eventually, I might have this in the well pump house. I'm going to make a bigger one that I can walk into so there's plenty of room to move around. Now, I'm a little nervous to open the big blue thing because I kind of know what's in here. There's a couple different elements, and so I'm wondering if I can get some of them out without unwrapping the whole thing. And the reason why I say that is because part of it in here is the tubing that's going to go down into the pump. And that's just going to unroll and make for a mess. So in here is 100 feet of water-resistant power. So this is going to connect to the unit, and we have those nice splicer kits to splice them all together nice, and this is 100 feet of cable. Now, I don't need 100 feet of cable. I only need about 60 to 70, but I have 30 extra because they came in 50 or 100. That's extra wire in case I ever have to do any repairs, so that's kind of nice to have. And then on the outside is the tubing, which is where the water is going to come up. So the water is going to come up through this tubing right in here, and that's going to make sure that it feeds all the trees at Bonsai Acres. This pump is going to be able to be turned on literally with the sun the day that I install it with a connection of a couple of wires, a couple of ropes, and we're good to go. This is a safety rope. So this rope goes down all the way 100 feet with the pump, and it's going to go all the way down. And so when you pull things out, you have this rope as well as the tubing and the electrical wire. So you're pulling up on multiple things, not just yanking on the wire. You can yank on the rope and pull it up and not damage anything down below. We have another 3/4 to 1 inch hose barb plus hose clamp. So if I ever want to go from 3/4 to 1 inch, that's fantastic if I want more water volume to come through. So that's an extra piece that came with this kit. What do we have here? So now we have a split. And there's a cap on this side. So I can configure how this is going to be screwed on to the water that comes up through the system. And then this, so what's going to happen is this is going to screw on like this. And then I'm going to be able to put an attachment in here and have my water source go out that way. Oh, and here's the other sensor. So see, this comes with 2 sensors and that toilet plunger thing where if it gets full, it shuts it off. But if the water in the pump gets too low, this is a 100-foot tank full or low well sensor. It does both. 2 sensors are included for the interchangeability. One could go down into my pump and stay down there. So when the well gets dry, I will know that because of the sensor. This is so extra super exciting. I can't wait for April. And that's the other side of having a long break and winters in Minnesota. You get a toy like this. Did you ever grow up and get like yourself a skateboard or a bike for Christmas, and then you had to look outside at this? And you couldn't go out for a ride for months? It's so anticlimactic. Oh my gosh. And so, oh my gosh, I have to wait 3-4 months. January, February, March into April. I can't bring it up in March. That's just going to be too soon. We'll see how soon that they can come up and blow out my pump. Because underground, again, it's not going to be frozen, remember. The RPS solar system is here in my possession. I am so excited. When I get to April, I'll be able to put this thing in, and we'll be able to have water for all the trees. But in the meantime, I'm still on break. It's only the 27th. I don't go back to the 2nd. I think we have to go up to Bonsai Acres. December 29th, 2024, Toby and I just arrived at Bonsai Acres. And of course, the first thing I always want to do is to come check out the trees. So right behind me are all the trees. Our mission today, chicken wire so the bunnies don't eat all that. At first glance, everything appears to be just fine. I don't see any gnawing. The rabbits have not gotten in. As you can see, there are plenty of places for a rabbit to scurry on in there. So we got to fix that. Some parts of the fence line from me digging last time, rabbits can't get under, but I'm sure some bunnies can even fit through this, right? Yeah, they can probably get through there no problem, some of them. The little river that I dug last time, it's got some frozen ice in there from melting snows. Yeah, there's no snow up here. So we've had another strange weather pattern. We had rain on Friday. the 27th of December again, and a lot of rain. I think we got over 1/2 inch in my neck of the woods. But all the rain got rid of all the snow. The sun popped out earlier, and now it's already under the clouds again, but I can kind of see where it is. And the sun is right about in there. So the sun in the wintertime. Now we're only about 8 days from the shortest day of the year. That's right, we've gained a whole minute or two maybe since the 20th of this year when winter solstice kicked in. And the sun is going to be up in that range right about there all winter long up here. So in the future, if I have a greenhouse up here, I want that passive solar greenhouse frame concept to be able to work. So I really wanted to see the sun only a week or so from the lowest point. I think we're going to be fine putting the greenhouse right about in this area. A little more context, there's the trees down there. And we walk up here, there is the, right there, the fire pit. So the fire pit area is up there. I'm thinking possibly a cabin up in that area. But right here would be the greenhouse. So this is looking north now. And as you swing around, yeah, the glorious sunshine to keep everything nice and warm right in this little nook right here. These pines will always have those pine needles there, but we've got about 10 a.m. sun, maybe even 9:30, 10, all the way throughout the day. Should work out great. One of the hard things about having a place up north is you always have to haul everything up there if you don't have anything there. And because Bonsai Acres is still pretty slim with stuff, always bringing stuff up here. So today, of course, our first trek, besides checking out the place, is always to unload the car. So Toby and I taking care of business and putting some stuff in the shed. Now when we got here, the door was open. So I don't know if any critters got that thing open. It's kind of a stubborn door, but we're putting away stuff so we can get to that chicken wire to protect those trees. Smells a little funky in the shed. We weren't sure what it was. When I walked in with the last scoop of stuff, Toby just kind of stopped looking up to the left. We got a porcupine up there calling it home. So we of course don't want to get any quills in us, but we'll unload everything and then we'll just leave them be. Maybe we'll come up with a name for the porcupine. Amongst the cardboard and various construction equipment and pieces parts that I'm going to start storing up here so my garage I can actually get into. I've acquired over the last year several of these boxes when they ship things that need to be refrigerated. Got this really nice mini cold frame. You could fit one small bonsai tree in this and it'd probably do pretty good. But I'll probably recycle the styrofoam and put it into either the PSGF up here at Bonsai Acres someday, or insulation into the mini cabin that I'll maybe build in soon. Gonna save this and try not to put it in the landfill.
I got this tub for my dad. Well, my sister and I got this tub for my dad for Christmas. It's like a gardening garbage bin, if you want to call it that. It's collapsible, so it's travelable, and you can put stuff in it. So here we go, into the garage.
We made it back to the shed, and hold on a second. Now I don't want to get too close because I haven't done my research on how far not a raccoon, what are they called? Porcupine. A porcupine can shoot his stuff, his quills. So he's making his way to the right side of the shed very slowly. He's almost like sloth-like. Okay, faster than a sloth. When's the last time you saw a porcupine, Tobe?
Oh, me? Gosh, I don't know.
Probably right there?
Probably right here. Probably at the cabin, though. Like, yeah. I know we saw that woodchuck once, but
yeah,
I probably saw one at the cabin, but long time ago. Long time.
So
It's bigger than I remember porcupines being.
we're gonna have to research
how not close to get to this guy. We're about 50 feet away from him now, maybe 40.
We're smart. Takes two. Takes two. All right. So I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna give myself extra at first here. If you go where it's flat. One main goal today: chicken wire. I wasn't worried about the deer because we had the big fence up, but it was fun at the holiday party with Minnesota Bonsai Society. My friend and his wife were saying, "Oh, Dave, I love the footage up there at Bonsai Acres. You got chicken wire on there yet?" I think I lied to him and said yes. No, I think I told him I got the wire down low to the ground, but I knew I needed to come up and do chicken wire. So on my holiday break from school, here we are. Chicken wires around the fence. The bunnies should not be able to get in. The deer I'm not worried about. Mice, voles, let them have it if they need some of these trees. What I really hope, of course, is we get a whole bunch of snow and blanket these and give them some nice insulation. There's nothing like coming up here in the wintertime. And even though I haven't been up here in the wintertime, I say that because of the cabin up in the Brainerd Lakes area. It's quiet. There's just nothing going on. Far less traffic on the road. To be here on the 29th of December and just be able to walk around the property, check things out, clip a few more trees down, branches, whatever, wherever the wind takes me. And of course, there's nothing like having Toby up here. The porcupine's taking care of all the stuff that we put in the shed, keeping an eye on that for us. We got the chicken wire on. The last thing for today, though, I got a really cool Christmas gift this year. So my wife got me really this souped up fancy, well, it's a hammock, but it's made to like sleep in. Like some people will sleep in a hammock on a cliff when they're rock climbers or some kind of contraption. Well, this is one of those contraptions. It's a hammock that has the connections to make it more flat. There's an air mattress that goes in there, a cover for the top. Oh. Yeah, we have to bring the pump next time, Tobe. Got this amazing gift from my wife. Tobe and I had to share and take double duty here, him and me and him. And me, here we go. It is a hammock with an air mattress. And it didn't come with any directions unless we left them at home. We figured out the mesh is on top. And there's these corners here. Hammock has a corner here that you tuck the actual air mattress in. Do I just like hop in there? So there's a whole other cover and some wires. We don't know what the other cables are for. You ready? I got my boots on. I hate to. Hope this doesn't come crashing. We maybe could have put it a little lower.
Oh, look at that. How's that for cozy?
I do. All I need is a good pillow, man. No bugs, man. It's really taut right now because of my weight.
Very taut.
I don't want to rip it.
Yeah.
Tighter hammock.
Less slack down here.
Less slack.
I didn't know if I could get that any tighter than it was.
The rain tarp could just go over it, although all those ropes are to put those to the ground, right?
Must be.
Going like yeah, because they're stakes.
Yeah.
So the 4 ropes go to the ground, or there's 4, maybe there's only 3. I did see something on a picture. Maybe we did leave the directions at home.
Yeah, we must have. Yeah, well then, here, maybe this. Now your head is elevated.
Okay. Okay. Well, that helped a little bit. And that does get my head a little higher. That's how tight we have it, okay? You're going to actually do the loose concept?
I'm going to try to do the loose one.
Yeah, you're going to have some swing in
It works better when there is a little bit of a bow.
Yeah.
Even on a regular hammock.
Lower to the ground, easier to get into. No, we're still bending because of my weight. So is there a way we can make me flatter? This is what we get when we don't bring the rules, the direction, the instructions. You know, like a tent, this breaks down for storage, but what is this for? Oh, Toby.
Oh, there's thingies.
There we go.
See, trial and error, people.
There we go. That's gonna keep it tauter, Tobe.
That's it. Pegs on there. Plus now, once the weight's in there, you'll have a vent hole. I was wondering how this vent hole would sail. I think we got it. I think we got it. I'm feeling good.
Who needs instructions?
I'm feeling good. Done.
Okay. Oop.
Like butter. I think.
Certainly better. No mosquitoes. That's it, Tobe.
But now maybe if it was a little tighter like before.
I'm gonna take a nap. You pack up for me.
All right, I'll get the car started. Get it loaded up.
Woo!
Sweet dreams.
If it started to rain, I could come in here.
Wake up! Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Time to get up. Look how pretty that is.
Yay! I think I can sleep. I mean, I can sleep in a hammock, and the main issue with the hammock is that you're not flat. You know, you're always like arched a little bit.
You always are a little bit more curvy.
Woohoo! It's really cool to see this place in winter.
Alrighty.
Even with just a little bit of snow. Yeah, this little 5-acre parcel of land has a lot to offer. There's a little bit of moisture, swampy area in here. There's, of course, the larch bog. There's a poplar forest. There's a little pine section. I'm going to be growing tons of pines. I haven't said this before. I have to admit, I lie awake sometimes thinking about what this place can become. The noise of the world today bothers me more and more as I'm starting to get older. And I just want a place that I can come up and be away from the noise. Cabin life isn't always easy, but the satisfaction of doing your own stuff and taking care of your own place and getting away from it all is really second to none. We have a lot of cleanup to do here at Bonsai Acres. These short trips are actually a little hard because I kind of want to stay up here longer. Winter will be over soon though. We're almost at the new year. Until soon.